Welcome to Graduate Stories. My name's Anne-Marie Nuttall and I'm the Programme Leader for the Geography degree at UHI. And I'm joined by our former students here today. We've got Shona and Kieran to talk us through. So thanks ever so much for joining us today. We just want to hear a bit more about your stories, about how you got to where you are today. So let's maybe start with what it was about geography that's attracted you. Why geography and why UHI? Have you got anything you'd like to share about that?
Kieran, you could go first.
I suppose it was something that I always quite enjoyed doing at school. It was the area of the country as well that I grew up in and that Inverness is in as well. It kind of steeped in geographical formations and what have you. So it was a bit interesting to learn about where I've been staying my whole life at that point. The appeal of going up to Inverness to do it too. You got the Highlands over at the Black Isle. That kind of locations was just perfect for me, and it's kind of the main attraction that was.
Yeah, nice. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I'm the same in the sense that's why I did geography, because I really enjoyed it at school. I didn't have any career aspirations as such. And UHI because I could stay at home with my mum and dad while studying it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're both relatively local in terms of where you grew up, aren't you? So.
Yeah, I was Falconbridge, just out of the way.
Yeah.
So, but like Shona said, I had no aspirations job-wise before I went into it. I had no idea what I wanted to be at that point or what I wanted to do. So it was really good in the sense that it was such a broad subject. So
Okay.
You look at all the people that graduated in my year, they're all doing such different things now. So
did the course help you decide what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I'd say so.
It's pretty emphatic. What did you discover along the way that you decided that's the direction I want to go into? Was there any sort of one thing or?
For me, I was supposed to do 2 work placements to narrow down what I wanted to do, and both were cancelled because of the coronavirus. So they're still pending.
Okay.
I suppose for myself, my dissertation was a big part of it. The Feshy field trips we went on, that moulded it. So, Shona, by the way, I'm an environmental consultant for an engineering company. So primarily I work in the water environment. I work in a water environment team. And so my dissertation I did on river erosion in Falconbridge.
Okay.
So that kind of sparked an interest in alluvial geomorphology and processes. And then I went on to do a master's in sustainable water environments. So that all kind of stemmed from the first field trip to Glenfreshy, I suppose, when we first looked at kind of river erosion dynamics and that kind of thing. And I just kind of maintained that through my dissertation and my master's and now my job. And if you don't like river erosion stuff, then you don't do very well in this job. Yeah,
so that's quite a direct using the subject knowledge in your postgrad and in your current work then.
Yeah, 100%. It's not even just the subject knowledge, but as you know yourself, there's a lot of skills in geography that's transferable across everything. Really, to taking good field notes, to having an eye for certain things when you're on site that you maybe didn't know that was so significant at the time. So even from all parts of geography, I think that was transferable then further on to postgrad stuff as well.
Yeah, okay. How about yourself, Shona?
Pretty much everything intertwines and has become useful. I think the GIS module specifically has helped a lot of employers sort of see your profile on likes of LinkedIn and stuff like that. But for now, in my master's degree, my undergraduate dissertation is definitely helping with my postgraduate dissertation.
Okay. Tell us about your master's. What you're doing at the moment?
Archaeology now.
And that's with UHI as well?
UHI, yeah, Orkney College.
Okay.
Nice. Do you know what you're looking to go into job-wise afterwards?
I'd quite like to do stuff to do with like heritage and protecting cultural heritage sites because of climate change. So that's what my dissertation is going to be looking at, is the CBI up in Orkney and seeing if it can be applied elsewhere in Scotland.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, so the master's module as well came in really helpful.
Yeah, and just connecting that climate change geography side of things with the heritage and history.
Yeah, exactly.
You touched on it there. That I was a bit shocked, I suppose, when I started my masters, and how significant the GIS module in geography was through that. I think I was definitely a head start ahead of most of the people doing the masters. Most of them had touched on a bit of GIS, but nothing quite as applicable, I guess, to what we were working with at the time, especially towards the latter stages of the degree. So I thought that was probably one of the more useful modules.
As well, definitely helped to get through the module.
Yeah, it's not necessarily easy, but it can be a useful tool, can it, and getting you into places where you want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. So you talked there about there's some transferable skills, you know, just in terms of the studying or how you're working in environmental consultancy, Kieran. You know, any thoughts on examples of the transferable skills that you picked up from your course?
Well, as I said, site work. It's the good practice at site work is a big one. So you know quickly if your notes aren't good enough by the time you get back after a week spent on the A9 somewhere or something daft. So yeah, general site work, good practices from that is a big deal for me. Generally getting to grips with a lot of tools and software out there is found really useful as well. If you look for more hard skills, even getting familiar with things like CEPA flood websites and what have you. Learned both of that through postgrad and undergrad was really important for me. Then UHI, I suppose, gave you quite a lot of scope to kind of develop yourself and pursue your own learning, so to speak. So especially when it comes to dissertation, so that you're not really like shoehorned down one avenue with dissertation at UHI. You kind of had the scope to do whatever you were really interested in, which I think when you take that and then apply it to a master's course where you're expected heavily to be reliant on your own self-motivation and being able to work things out for yourself, I think that was a really helpful and useful skill going forward.
Okay, so being able to work independently and come up with your own, using your own initiative to come up with a project.
Yeah.
Okay. How about the group work aspect, which is something we do quite a lot of in the geography degree? Have you found that useful at all in your further studies?
Yeah, 100%. My master's was actually predominantly group work based. I think that's the kind of trend that universities are trying to go down now, because obviously now I work in part of a team, so that it's no use for me being a one-man band at the moment. So yeah, definitely. I think you look at like the poster presentation, things like that still rings through my head, and the sustainable agriculture stuff that we did when we were working in these large groups for that. Yeah, I think that's a skill that's going to benefit you no matter what career you go down. Just being able to get your point across and take on other people's ideas and believe in your own abilities at that point as well. That you're not going to be, not let your personality get squashed a wee bit in a group and try and let everyone's ideas come to the.
Okay, thanks, Kieran. Shona, any thoughts on any experiences on group work or presentations or anything like that you found helpful?
Yeah, not so much in group work, not so much in my current degree, just because it is all online and it was always supposed to be online, but definitely in the working environment, like any interviews. Give an example of a time you've worked as a team, and then like half of the degree is based off of teamwork, so it's been extremely helpful in that sense.
Okay, great. Yeah, you touched on online learning there, you know, because the geography degree is, you know, a blend of online and face-to-face. Have you found any of that experience useful?
Oh yeah, definitely. Sorry, my puppy is just wanting.
That's very pandemic, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that the online learning's definitely helped. especially like because half of last year was based online as well. It's being able to say that you were able to adapt and succeed.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, adaptation and resilience and all those kind of skills come into it as well. And that you coped well with the transition. Your group had a sudden transition, didn't they, to online only?
Oh God, yeah.
I think that's going to particularly benefit you quite a lot going forward, though, because the way that things are looking is companies are all going to be going hot desking and a blend of home and office-based work right now. So if you've got experience of being able to use Teams and what have you, and utilize yourself and motivate yourself working from home, which is I know a huge struggle for me anyway sometimes. So it might be maybe the case for everyone else. But yeah, the way that I think the job market's going, I think that's going to become really useful.
Yeah.
So I do feel bad because there's a lot of people that maybe never have that much IT experience or never needed to have it up until this point and quite set in their ways as well and how they do things. So now, because of this pandemic, the world's turned upside down, the whole job market's going to be shifting. So you might have a good head start on a lot of people there.
I know, here's hoping.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's bright sides, isn't there, that you've got experience and you've got skills in that area. So I think you're right, Kieran, that the job market, the job world is going to change a bit and there's going to be more working from home.
Mm-hmm.
I think it increases the flexibility, doesn't it? That that makes obviously there's some things that you're better off doing face to face or in the field, practical stuff, and some things that you can do wherever you have to be.
I say 100%. I've not really had that much exposure to office work. I started my job just over a year ago. Was in the office 2 days. So I started on the Thursday, was in Thursday, Friday, off on site on the Monday, didn't get back till the following week, and then back on site again for 2 days, and then got pulled off for coronavirus. So not had that much office experience, mostly home working up until this point.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, I think I 100% agree, and especially people with families and stuff like that.
Flexibility is useful, isn't it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So have you got any advice, anything you'd give, any top tips for anyone who's thinking of studying geography at UHI? You've
got the probably almost unique and really advantageous position of being in a smaller group. So whereas other universities, you might be in massive lecture theatres with 100-odd people in it, and your lecturers probably don't even know your face at that point. I think having this smaller group and the kind of more almost one-to-one relationship you kind of build with the lecturers. Actually, Anne-Marie, me and you had our times over the years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Try to kick my heart and keep me into gear.
Keep you on track, get you through dissertation. Yeah.
Kicking and screaming through stats exams and what have you. But yeah, I think to make the most of that's probably the best advice you can give. Get to know everyone else in the course and take advantage of the relationships you can build there, because it does help to no end, especially when it comes to the latter stages of the degree.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, thanks.
And study stats more than
study your stats, study your GIS. You'll be sorted.
Yeah, after that you'll be fine.
Yeah. All right, I think that's great. Really great to talk to you, and just like to say a massive thank you. Really appreciate you coming in to do this, and it's lovely to keep in touch with you. So, and it's always interesting to hear about your careers and what folks have been up to after they graduate. So, keep in touch.
Yeah, thanks, Anne-Marie.
Yeah, will do.
Really great to see you both.
And it's all over.
Yeah. Come in, come visit us once we're back and once you're able to. That'd be lovely.